Tiny dresses, towering heels and way too much to drink. That's what passes as a girls' night out these days, but it's an evening that too often lands them in a police cell or even hospital. According to the latest research, when it comes to binge drinking, young women are now doing their best to match the blokes. What was once considered embarrassing and outrageous behaviour is now celebrated as the norm. So why do they do it? Well, their simple explanation is they just want to have fun. In every sense, they're the new breed of 20-something woman.
Cheers.
Savvy, sassy and oozing self-confidence.
Sometimes I wonder why we put so much effort into looking good when we get back at 5 in the morning out of our mouths and we look like trash.
You make me this, bring me up, bring me down, play sweet, make me move like a freak.
They've travelled from Canberra to go out in Sydney. 4 friends ready for a night of living dangerously.
Russian roulette. Russian roulette.
Entree to their evening, cocktails and vodka shots just to get things started.
Okay, ready? Shut up, Bilbo.
They may be tender in years, but already Jess, Chloe, Ivana and Kim are seasoned drinkers.
Ready? The night is young.
So how many drinks would you have on an average night?
Self-poured drinks or standard drinks?
Self-poured drinks?
I don't know. I think I'd say we'd all drink equally as much.
So probably about 20 drinks in a night.
Yeah. We do drink responsibly.
Well, a lot of people would say drinking 20 drinks is not responsible.
Alcohol just helps you get out of your shell and do things that you wouldn't usually do.
And so the night out begins in King's Cross. Our Canberra floor is very comfortable in this crowd. Like-minded women who are out for fun with no fear of the consequences. It wasn't so long ago that this style of drinking for women was the exception. Now it's more often the rule, and women are defiantly revelling in their drinking revolution.
You work hard but play harder, so...
That's our motto.
Pretty much our motto, yeah. It's all good to be serious all during the week, but while you're young, you know, we want to go out and have fun because we can. And, you know, we can have everything. You know, we're going to go out and celebrate that.
This generation drinks more than any previous generation.
Why?
Well, I think the social stigma surrounding seeing drunk young women out and about doesn't really exist anymore. And other young women will see that and think, good on her, she's out having a good time, you know, she's on it tonight.
Pick any city in Australia and you'll see them on it. This is Brisbane, where Queensland University of Technology psychologist Dr. Kerry Armstrong has spent months watching young women at play. Her research, a first focusing on female drinking habits, has uncovered some frightening facts. What age are women starting to drink?
12 and upwards. Most people are having their first taste of alcohol around about the age of 12, 13.
And when do they become serious drinkers?
By about the age of 15, 16.
Basically, Friday, Saturday night, we get a lot of alcohol-fuelled violence, we get a lot of alcohol-fuelled vulnerable people.
This is a side of an alcohol-fuelled night out we don't often see.
If the crooks are out there, people are in your face. I've told you once before, I can't stand constables standing around when people are swearing at them and all you do is caution them.
The men and women who clean up the mess.
Preach the peace, make a decision, put them in the truck, then call me and tell me what you've done. You don't need my permission to put someone in the truck who's playing up.
On this Saturday night, Inspector Chris Craner's job is to keep the streets of Sydney safe for the thousands of partygoers, many of them young women and many of them drunk.
I think a lot of it comes down to respect for yourself. Like, why do you do it? Why do you drink so much? Why is the culture that we drink so much? And why do we have to put up with it?
Think you're winning?
On my shift, I try to.
But it can be incredibly frustrating. We haven't been on patrol for long before there's a job, and no prizes for guessing. Alcohol's involved, and so is a young female. It's after midnight. This 16-year-old girl has been drinking. And now she's upset the police are ending her party.
Don't spit, mate. It's not going to help you, all right?
It's not a pretty sight as she's led away for a night in the cells.
When we got here, we got attitude, basically, straight away from her.
Take it easy.
You can hear her now banging on the back. She spat right in the face of the police officer. You just never know what people have got, whether they've got HIV, and there's just nothing worse. You'd rather be hit than be spat on.
You're essentially picking up kids, though. I mean, do you feel like you're doing police work?
No, it feels like childminding, kindergarten, and it drives me mad.
There can actually be what we call a badge of honour mentality. So, say you're out and you get picked up for something, say by the police or the security. In some of our observations, we've seen women being escorted from premises and getting cheers and adulation from the crowd.
Back in the nightclubs, the Canberra girls are more intent on tramping it up than getting into trouble. Shots and champagne are having the desired effect. This notion of women now drinking more than they've ever drunk before,
Yeah.
is that about trying to catch up with the guys?
I don't think so, but I think times have changed, and for the first time now, really, you know, you could see a group of guys go out drinking and you go, oh yeah, they're just out with their boys, you know, and getting tilted, and then you've got the girls going out and there's not so much, oh my God, look at those girls, they're so drunk. Now it's just even when you look at the two groups.
I wouldn't say we're in competition with the boys. I'd say we're just basically saying it's our time, it's girl time. We don't want boys, we don't want family, we just want to get together and just,
Sounds like the blokes might cramp your style a bit.
Basically, they do.
While it might not be about men, women are now drinking just like them, and in the worst cases, behaving just as badly.
Alcohol affects people's judgment and women become a lot more aggressive. We're certainly seeing them getting involved in glassings, which wasn't the case 5 or 6 years ago. That's a new trend. And generally speaking, causing all sorts of havoc that they wouldn't normally do if they had been sober.
Young, binge-drinking women have far exceeded their limit for New South Wales Police Deputy Commissioner Nick Calders.
You know, we hope and pray that this is a trend that might pass, but we can't see a light at the end of the tunnel.
I guess there are some days where you just feel like saying, grow up, just grow up.
You do. I think we do need to reiterate the message often and loud. If you break the law, you will be arrested, you will be charged, and you'll face court. And particularly young women need to think about what that means. It's something that will go on a record, and it may affect your career, and it may certainly affect your reputation.
Open your eyes, love. Open your eyes.
Busy bars make for busy hospitals. Every weekend, there's a steady stream of the sick and sorry. And the Royal Adelaide Hospital is no exception. Over 4 hours, 4 seriously intoxicated young women who faced enough embarrassment are brought here by friends.
How are you feeling?
Like shit.
Yeah? Do you know what's brought you into hospital?
I'm sorry, I drank too much. I'm sorry.
That's okay, you don't have to apologise to me.
It's the same for all 4. Too much to drink too quickly. And in the case of this 19-year-old, far too much. Her blood alcohol reading is 0.415. Medically, she's lucky she's not in a coma. Statistically, she's one of many.
They can be out of control in a loud and noisy way. They can not walk properly. They may have lost their balance and they need help to walk or support. They could be crawling along the floor even. They could be sick and vomiting.
Get drunk and you could end up here.
Yes, this is the walking entrance.
Director of Critical Care Services, Associate Professor Jeff Hughes and his team are tired of picking up the pieces, but are more worried about the long-term health risks of heavy drinking: liver and heart disease, brain damage and breast cancer. On a personal level, do you ever feel like shaking these girls? You know, they say they're going out to have fun, to have a great night, but in the long term they could be doing some really serious damage.
I think all of us, all the staff in the department, probably do feel that. Yes, you like to just snap them awake and just make them realise what they're doing.
And hope not to see them again.
We would hope not. We would hope not.
Do you have regulars?
Yes, there are.
No, there have been health risks associated with heavy drinking. Are you guys aware of them?
Yes.
What are they?
Liver damage. Your skin goes really bad. Wrinkles. I think the pros far outweigh the cons, but with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As long as you're not an alcoholic.
Yeah, and we're not at the stage right now where we're thinking about, what are we going to be doing when we're 50? We're just living in the moment. We're not really thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone next year, in the next 5 years. We're just in the here and now.
Yeah.
I think that's a generational thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now.
Everything now.
Maybe these Gen Y girls need to listen to their cautionary Generation X sisters.
I was a blackout binge drinker. I didn't drink every day.
They're all 30-something women, and they're all alcoholics who recognised their addiction in their 20s.
You don't have to be an old man sitting on a park bench with a paper bag to be an alcoholic. You can be young, attractive, professional, successful, female.
And more young professional women are reaching out to Alcoholics Anonymous for help. So much so, they now have special meetings for young people.
1 minute I'd be nice and the next minute I'd be homicidal maniac. I would pick fights, but I wouldn't pick fights with females. That was not for me, that wasn't cool.
While this group of women is quick to point out not all heavy drinkers are alcoholics, the behaviour of the social drunk reminds them of themselves.
I would end up in nightclubs and hotel pubs holding the toilet bowl.
Do you have any advice for those young women who think they're having a great time but are ending up comatose, in hospital, vomiting everywhere, victims of sexual abuse, or even just ending up broke because they're drinking so much?
And it's expensive these days. It's been a while since I've had a drink, but these days it's really expensive. I would say to them to keep themselves safe, because it can be pretty scary, the things that can go on out there, and you don't mean for things to happen.
It's nearing 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's never quiet.
And the Canberra girls have happily
Your puberty fun!
and loudly hit the streets in search of another nightclub. But inside, Kim starts to feel the effects of way too much champagne. She vomits in the bathroom and has to be taken home. It's not the way she or her friends wanted or expected this night to end.
Yay! We don't normally drink champagne. Didn't realise that it could do that to you. I always associated Moe with class.
Instead, you now associate it with a toilet bowl.
Yes, pretty much, yeah. I was violently ill.
Can you see a day when you say, OK, that's it, no more 5 a.m. finishes?
I think it's already creeping in for some of us. We go out less regularly now. That we're getting a bit older.
Yeah, that's right, because you're 20 now, so it's all over.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Really got to start settling down.
Yeah, I really hope not. We just have way too much fun. I hope, it never ends. I think it's such a huge part of Aussie culture as well. You go out to drink. That's just what we were brought up in, and that's what's normal, and so we're doing it.
I feel like I have been murdered, but my body has been left alive.
It was the worst night of my life.
These brave women have gone through hell.
When he raped me, he took a piece of me with him.
And have had enough. Did you get justice?
No, the system failed me.
Coming up on 60 Minutes.
The trial was more traumatic than the actual rape. My character was being judged.
Their attackers were found guilty, but weren't jailed.
Community service. Are you joking?
It was a slap in the face.
What's up with our justice system?
Can you understand why complainants feel like they are on trial?
They're not on trial.
Does it need to be changed?
So he can go and cuddle some puppies, and that's considered justice.
That's next on 60 Minutes.